Washington's ambassador to Berlin has issued a stark warning to German companies over a controversial pipeline that would supply Russian gas to Germany while bypassing Eastern European countries. Richard Grinnell reportedly wrote to several companies involved in the construction of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, reminding them of U.S. sanctions on the Russian energy sector. Grinnell also criticized the project on social media. The U.S. has long opposed Nord Stream, saying it undermines European security. Well, for more now, let's bring in our political correspondent, Simon Young. Hi, Simon. So, who exactly did the U.S. ambassador write to, and what's in the letter?
Yeah, this is not the first time that the US ambassador in Germany has been making these public comments criticising the Nord Stream 2 project. But this is the first time he seems to have addressed himself directly to German businesses like Wintershall and Uniper that are involved in this construction. And there are many other specialist firms who would be difficult to replace if they decided to pull out as a result of this pressure. He's saying that Nord Stream 2, because it increases German and European dependence on Russian gas, that it undermines security in Europe and Ukraine. I can just give you another quote from what he's been saying. Mr. Grinnell says, I request on behalf of my government, your company consider the danger this project represents to European energy security, as well as the reputational costs and sanctions risks associated with it. So a pretty strong language, I think, there from this top diplomat.
Now, Nord Stream 2, this pipeline project, worth billions of euros, it's already underway. Construction is underway. Why would the U.S. want to impose sanctions on the firms that are building it? How does the U.S. stand to gain from that?
Well, I mean, the US, like some European countries, it has to be said, has, as I mentioned, got this strategic criticism, essentially, of this project. They say that it means that Russia will have more power, more leverage. It will operate to the disadvantage, in particular, of Ukraine, through which much Russian gas currently flows to Europe. And it will essentially reward Putin's Russia, as the Americans see it, for the pressure and the bad behaviour that they've undertaken recently. It has to be said, on the other hand, many say that the Americans are keen to sell their own gas into the European market, something they've had trouble to do lately because it's very expensive.
Ambassador Grinnell, he has ruffled quite a few feathers since taking over his post here in Berlin. This is not the first time that he's drawn the ire of German politicians, is it?
That's true. He's irritated a lot of people. For instance, he said right back at the beginning when he took over as US ambassador here that German companies should immediately cease doing business with Iran. You know, that was seen as a really, really serious intervention. And he's tweeted a lot of other things. He talked about seeing his role as empowering far-right parties across Europe. So certainly he's had some controversial views, as you might expect from a close confidant of Donald Trump.
Simon, thank you so much. DW political correspondent Simon Young.